Good morning, children. Welcome to the second video for your chapter number 8, A Treat for Mosquitoes. So today we are starting from where we left in your textbook, from the query, that is, find out. Do you know anyone who had malaria? How did they find out that they had malaria? What problems did they have on having malaria? What other diseases can be caused by mosquito bites? In which season malaria is more common? Why do you think it happens? What do you do in your house to protect yourself from mosquitoes? Also find out from your friends about what they do. Now let us learn a bit about malaria. Malaria is caused by a parasite that lives in mosquito. A parasite is actually an organism which lives inside another organism and feeds on that organism as well. The parasite gets into mosquito saliva and is passed on when the insect bites someone. Mosquitoes are considered the deadliest animal in the world. Why do you think that? Because mosquitoes carry a variety of diseases with them. So, that's a major reason for the consideration that mosquitoes are one of the most dangerous organisms in the world. Let us continue. Malaria is caused by a one-celled parasite called a plasmodium. So the organism which causes malaria is called plasmodium. Female Anopheles mosquitoes pick up the parasite from infected people when they bite them to obtain blood needed to mature their eggs or nurture their eggs. Inside the mosquito, the parasite reproduce and develop. So the parasite gets inside the mosquito when it drinks blood from some infected person. The parasite indeed develops and reproduce inside the mosquito. And the mosquito, that the female Anopheles mosquito particularly, drinks the blood for the maturation or the nutrient requirement of the eggs that the female mosquito bears. Let us see the symptoms of malaria. World Malaria Day is celebrated on 25th April. The symptoms are high fever, chills, headache, muscle ache, tiredness, nausea, vomiting, followed by diarrhea. So these are the symptoms of malaria one should look for. Now we will learn how to test malaria. Looking at the blood slide is a glass slide on which the patient's blood is taken under the microscope. This microscope makes things 1,000 times bigger. The details inside the blood can be seen clearly. There are some microscopes which make things look even bigger than this one. Malaria parasites can be identified by examining under the microscope a drop of patient's blood spread out as blood smear. Blood smear is a very thin layer of blood. When you just spread the blood, it becomes very thin layer, and that's just a blood smear or just a stain of the blood on a microscope slide. Prior to examination, the specimen is stained, most often with IMSA stain, to give the parasite a distinctive appearance. A stain is actually an artificial coloring. If everything looks same under the microscope, one would not be able to identify the required. So stains are used which gives distinct colors to the blood and the parasite to be identified in more clear fashion. Take a look on the left side of the page. You can see clinical pathology report. That's the report one gets when they do a blood test for diseases. Look at the report of the blood test given here. Which words in the report help us to know the person has malaria? You can see the diagnosis and followed by the next line, malarial parasite found in the blood sample, which is quite a clear mention about that the person has malaria. Let's see medicine for malaria. From early times, the dried and powdered bark of cinchona tree was used to make a medicine for malaria. Earlier people used to boil the bark powder and strain the water. Strain the water means separate the water, which was given to patients. Nowadays we all know that the tablets are available, so we don't have to bother with such hard work and save time, and the patients can be treated in a more easy way. Let us continue our conversation that we were following from the beginning of the chapter. Now they are conversing about anemia. Aarti is saying, you know, I also had to get a blood test done, but they took a syringe full of blood. The blood test showed that I had anemia. Rajat, what is that? Aarti, the doctor said that there is less hemoglobin or iron in the blood. Remember the term hemoglobin, everyone. That's very important. The doctor gives some medicines to give me strength. He also said that I should eat jaggery, amla and green leafy vegetables because they have iron. So students, we can observe that for the treatment of anemia, iron is a major part of the diet. Nancy is saying, how can there be iron in our blood? Jaskirat, there was something about this in the newspaper yesterday. Rajat laughing. So, then you ate iron or what? Aarti, silly. This is not the iron used to make these keys. I don't know exactly what it was. After I ate a lot of vegetables and whatever the doctor had said, my hemoglobin went up. So we can see that the iron is a major part of our diet, not the iron that we use for building everything from your utensils to other things, but the iron which is as a mineral present in our blood, which helps us to retain a lot of capacities and work that we do on a regular basis. Let us learn a bit about anemia. What is that? The most common cause of anemia is low levels of iron in the blood. This type of anemia is called iron deficiency anemia. Remember, iron deficiency anemia. Your body needs a certain amount of iron to make hemoglobin, the substance that moves oxygen throughout your body. Remember, hemoglobin is the substance that moves oxygen throughout our body. However, iron deficiency anemia is just one type. So, which signifies there are other types, but for now we have to remember about this. Anemia, common in Delhi, School 17, November 2007. Thousands of children studying in the municipal corporation schools in Delhi suffer from anemia. This is affecting both their physical as well as mental health. Due to anemia, children do not grow well, and their energy levels are also low. Two things are to be noted from this portion. First, the importance of oxygen. Oxygen is a major part which keeps us running. So when there is no hemoglobin in your blood to carry out the oxygen, you get oxygen deficient. Enough amount of oxygen when it is not available, different symptoms arrive. Some of them includes low levels of energy, bad mental health, and other issues. So, be very careful and keep in watch your diet to keep a balance. It's time for today's activity sheet. First is match the following. I hope all of you can do that. Next, how do you protect yourself from mosquitoes? Have you ever had a blood test? Finally, the most important part, there is this project. You have to make a poster on beware from mosquitoes. Remember the topic beware from mosquitoes and submit it to your respective EVS teachers. The poster should be on beware from mosquitoes. Poster will be large and colorful to give information to everyone. So keep that in mind and do so. You can use ideas to make the poster, but